Constructing a frequency distribution for group data. Excuse me. All right, so we have 9 cyclists. We're each asked the distance in miles they biked last week. The responses are given below. Complete the grouped frequency distribution for the data. So that sounds really fancy. Frequency just means how often does something happen. So how frequent is it? Distribution is talking about how it's spread out. And group data is just meaning that we're grouping it. So we're not going to just take into account each distance individually. We're grouping it. So there's 3 groups. It's 2 to 7 miles, and we figure out how many times that happened, and we write a number in here. 8 to 13 miles. How many times did that happen? And we write it down in this frequency table or spot. And then the last one is 14 to 19. So we're just grouping them into different categories here. So this table down here kind of shows you they're circling it on different pages here. So 2 to 7, they circled everything that was in between, including 2 to 7. So we have 4, 4, 7, 4. So 4 is what they would type in for that first one. Then I'm going to click on this one. So they're showing you now they're circling each one of these, and they're just doing this on different pages here to kind of save space, I guess. So there's 4 that are between 8 and 13. Remember, it can include 8 and 13 on this one. So in this case, we don't have any 8 or 13s. So we have 4 again. So you can see they typed 4 down here in this chart. And the last one, 4 to 19, we only have 1, and that's 18. And so we type 1. So that's all we're doing. We're just counting up how many times did something happen. Okay, so we have Mrs. Walker gave her students a biology test last week. Here are the test scores for each of the 11 students. And we're going to complete the grouped frequency distribution for the data. Again, sounds super fancy, but all we're doing is counting how many times something happened within a certain range. All right, so 66 to 71. So let's do this one in kind of a funky yellow color here, because I can't switch pages. So if it's 66 or between 66 to 71. So not 87, 66 counts, 78 is too big, 76 is too big, 72 is too big, 83. So this one's perfect. This one's perfect because it is 71, so that still counts. And then this one works. These 2 are too big. All right. Darn it, I didn't mean to click that button. I click that button all the time. All right, so we have 4 circled in that kind of ugly yellow color. Let's go with bright blue here for the next one. So now we want numbers from 72 to 77. So that's too big. That's too big. This one works. Well, it didn't change my color. What happened? There we go. Now it changed my color. So that one works. This one also works because it's 72. That one's too big. Too big, too big. So we only have 2 on this one. So we get 2 here. So the next one, let's do this in do it like in a mint color. Why not? So we want anything from 78 to 83. So 78 works. 87 is too big. 83 is one of the 2 numbers, so we can still count that one. 85 is too big, but 80 works. All right, so we have 3 numbers here. And let's go with red for the last one here. So 84 to 89. So 85 is between and 87 is between. So I've circled all of my numbers, and that's what we want to do. We just want to go through every single number and circle them and see where do they fit. So check, and we're good to go. All right, next one. So let's clear this out. So this time we're going to start with red, just because that's what I already have clicked on. So here are the hottest recorded temperatures in Fahrenheit for 8 cities throughout North America. And we're going to complete this frequency distribution for the data. All right, so we have 103 to 107. So we want 107 is fine. 111 is too big, too big, too big, too big. 103 counts. Too big, too big. So we only have 2 for this first one. The next one here, let's see, we get, gotta click my pen tool here. So we want anything between 108 and 112. So 108 or 111, 111, 111, that's too big. This one works, that's too big. All right, so we have 4 here. And let's go with pink on our last one here. So we have 113 to 117. So we have 113 and 117 by chance. So we don't have anything in between, just the 2 numbers at the beginning and the end. So we're going to click check, and we're good to go there. All right, so we have one more of these. So now we want numbers. Here are the shopping times of 10 shoppers at a local grocery store. All right, so we're going to start with 18 to 22. So 18, 22, 28's too big, too big, too big, too big, too big, too big, too big. This one, oh, nope, that's too big, darn it. That's a little too much. All right, so we're going to bring this, and we only have 2 of these. All right, so we're going to go with a bright blue for the next one. So 23 to 27. So too big, too big. This one works. That's too big, too big, too big. This one works. All right, so we have 2 again. All right, let's go with red for our third one here. So anything between 28 and 32. So 28 works, 33 is too big, 28 again, 34 is too big, 37 is too big, but 28 works again, so that's funny. We have 3 28s there. So all the same number, but it's still within that range. All right, and the last one here, let's go with this kind of bright green. So anything between 33 and 37. So we have 33, 34 works, and 37 works. So we have 3 numbers there as well. So we want to check. And we finished another one. Yay!